Hey, what's up guys, Johnny Cooper64 here with another YouTube video, and welcome to my first episode on Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back on the Sane Trilogy. In this Let's Play series, I'm going to be talking about, how the levels look, and how it's different from the original, some cool facts about the game, and about the development, and some of my own thoughts about the game as well. Well, let's jump straight into Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Alright, mans. Now, as I said before, in the beginning of my first Let's Play series of Crash Bandicoot 1, I love how, each of the game is separate, based off the theme of the game. The first Crash game is based off the jungles, Crash 2, which we're going to be playing, is based off the snow, and Crash 3 is based off the futuristic, theme. Now here we have Crash 1, Crash 2. We're gonna be playing a new game. Now Crash Bandicoot 2 is my favorite game of the trilogy, and I think it's probably my favorite game of all time, at least in the Crash series. The second being Crash Insanity, but I'm not sure which one's better, if it's Crash Insanity or Crash Bandicoot 2. Both different games, Ooh, Cortex. And he falls to his death. Now I love how this plays right after Crash Bandicoot 1. And I love how it introduces the purple crystals. Crystals, of course. Dope. I also noticed how there's like huge ass crystals in the background. I wonder what that doesn't. Oh look, it's the Naughty Dog paw. What a nice Easter egg they did. Giving like cameos for like the original creators. Here we have Dr. Engine, the first appearance of Dr. Engine. Love how he kind of walks in a weird way, a bit of a midget. When I first saw him right now, he kind of has like a little burn face coming out of his iron mask. Do wish there's kind of like a little backstory on how he gets the iron mask. And hey, look, before Coco turned off the her little laptop, she was looking at Nathan Drake and Elena from Uncharted playing Crash Bandicoot, the original, the Boulder Dash Crash Bandicoot level. So I'm not sure if this is like the Wumpa Islands. It doesn't really look like the Wumpa Islands, or at least I think it's a bit far from the Wumpa Islands. Not sure. Not sure. But let's let's take a look. Now this is actually like the only level that does not take place in the warp room. And hey, look, there's no hole or anything to kill me. So, suck on that. Look at that armadillo. Armadillo. Chop my cello. Alright. Yeah, this does not look like, the Thumpa Wumpa Islands, or the Wumpa Islands. Sorry if I'm making a Skylanders reference. It kind of seems a bit similar, but I don't think it takes place as, the Wumpa Islands. And now we got teleported. So, when I got teleported, is that like a Dr. Neo Cortex trap? Like, did he know where I was located at, and he just set up a trap in order for me to go into the warp room? Or how does that work? Turtle Woods. Aya Woods. Now here we have our first cutscene.
If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude.
Yes, of course. Why the hell will Crash, trust Dr. Cortex after, what he did to him in Crash 1? He stole his girlfriend, stole his life, tortured him, tortured his friends, did a lot of bad stuff to Crash. I don't know why the hell will Crash, trust them, or even, be with Crash. I guess Cortex is desperate. Now over here is like the original saving game, where you save it or you load the game, Rest in peace, this has no use anymore, it's just there. Rest in peace, the saving screen, because now we have this thingy. Let me see, now we have this Ooh, disgusting, am I right? Disgusting. Now let's take a look at the warp room. Now, the warp room is more brighter, I guess, you know, in order to not be, you know, too dark. And I don't know why. Look at Crash's eyes. This is a cartoon, dude. Stop using physics. Make Crash's eyes like white. Look at his eyes, dude. Looks super weird. But anyways, in the original, the warp room is super dark, and over here is just too bright, And I didn't really like, you know, how they did with the holograms. I'm not sure if they know, you know, how it's supposed to work. Like, the holograms are supposed to kind of, you know, glitch, you know, when Cortex is talking, or like, and there's like some sort of holograms supposed to be looking old, not new or anything. Now, over here, I love the eyes, you know, and you know, in the dark, don't really love it. Now over here we have the first level in Crash 2. Don't really like how, you know, they use this as the first level, you know. Compare this, you know, to the Insanity Beach. This should have not been the first level, you know. If someone rented this game, I guess, back then, and you know, this was the first level, I'm not sure how they will have felt like, you know. Because in most games, you know, first levels have to be a good impression. It's like super cool, super sunny. This one is like the complete opposite. It's all raining. Kind of looks a bit depressed, in my opinion. I don't know why. And look at the mud. I mean, it's not supposed to be like real mud. Because if it was real mud, then it will look completely brown. But it's like water / muddish brown, you know, when it gets combined with the Super Sane Crash. Well, when, you know, it combines with the mud and the water. But as I was saying, you know, they could have used a different level. I think there's like another level like this in the same warp room, and I think they could have switched it. Made it a bit more easier, and you know, it's done. But you know, level's still amazing, you know, just not as a good first impression. I shall say, you know, I always kind of you know, had this idea, you know, when I first played it in the original. You know, I still kind of have it in the Sane Trilogy. You know, at least remove the rain, you know, make it sunny, you know, that would have been better in my opinion. But, you know, I think that's just my opinion. Now we're going to level 2. I do love those little animations, how, you know, Crash just pulls out the crystal out of his ear. And here we have Cortex. Now what I'm talking about, like the holograms, you know, not being, you know, the same as the original, is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like pixelated in a way. Over here is kind of like, you know, it's kind of a HD, you know, with, you know, little white stripes, you know, coming up and down from them. Just don't know how to describe it. Also, I see how like that little thing that's, you know, projecting the hologram is, you know, from Crash 1, and one of those enemies that you defeat, but for some reason it's just a hologram. Alright, just got our first shown of Crash Bandicoot, and we're off to the first level of what Crash 2 is known for. It's known for being a snow themed level type of thing. Now, you know, the level's name is you know, a pun of, you know, no-go, because, you know, snow go, but you're not supposed to go to this level. Ooh, Super Saiyan already, Crash. Alright, we have Pantu. What's this guy's name? Pantu? This guy appears later on CTR, or at least, you know, you can unlock him on CTR. And we have the first appearance of the Nitro crates. Alright. Ooh. Come on, little penguins. Oh yeah, these aren't penguins, these are what's called seals. Oh my flipping god, why the hell did I freaking did a body slam? Okay, let's do this. Now originally, you know, this level contained the blue gem, and as you can see over here, there's the red gem. and you know, they made it harder for you to get, or at least it's impossible for you to get the red gem. You know, in the original you can get it. I think you just need to like do a little bit of a glitch or something in order to get it, or do a dash. Oh my flipping! And I noticed how like the penguins is supposed to be like an equivalent to Crash Bandicoot. You know, when oh, why the hell do I keep on dying on that part? Come on, man. Right, let me do it again. Come on, you slowpoke. All right. I think this will have been a better first level in my appearance, and you know, kind of switch the first level to this level. You know, as you know, as far as how the order goes. This will have given me a good impression of the second game. And over here is the first appearance of like the nitro crates exploding. And ooh, wait for it. Oh, it was such a beautiful sound, dude. I hope I hear that before I die, because such an amazing, beautiful song. And I do love, you know, how like the snow looks, you know. I guess it's like the same how do I say this? It's basically the sand from Insanity Beach, but I think just turned wide. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Cause yeah, I can kind of like tell like the little little lines that, you know, cross over the snow. And the loading times, of course. I hate them loading times. They gotta fix it, man. On the next game, you know, PS5, you know, make the loading times, you know, from 100 to 0. Like, no loading times at all. Alright, let's go to Hang 8. Hang 8. Now, the level's title is a pun of the Suffering Manavir's Hang 10. Since, you know, Bandicoots only have, like, you know, 8 toes, but, you know, the level's name is Hang 8 instead, you know. Alright, let's go. For, you know, 8 toes of a bandicoot. What a weird way to pick a name. Now, this is also like the only, you know, level in the first series. Oh, crap. You know, to, contain, you know, sections on, you know, foot on vehicle at the same time. Like, you know, there's levels, I guess, you know, where you play as the werehog, you know, in Crash 1. And, you know, like that's the whole level, you know what I'm saying? You know, you have to contain the werehog. Also, you know, let me die actually, so we can like get the first game over screen, you know, for the whole entire Let's Play series. Game over. Love that sinister voice. I love the actor behind this. You know how he delivered the voice, the little chuckle. Of course, you know, I love, you know, how they added this game over screen, because, you know, this also appears in the original, by the way. Like, not in the original game, I mean, but like the first Crash game in, you know, in Sane Trilogy, of course. So what they did good about this is because, you know, Uka Uka is supposed to be like the mastermind behind like the whole 3 games. And, you know, when you get a game over, you know, this guy shows up. And, you know, newcomers, of course, you know, because we already know who the hell this guy is. But, you know, newcomers do not know who this guy is. And, you know, when they first see him, they're like, who the hell is this guy? You know, this guy floats. He is a mask. Yeah, I can kind of tell, you know, the people will probably think it's like Aku Aku, or at least like an evil version of him. But they don't know who the hell this guy is until like the 3rd game. And, you know, that's really cool how they added him, the mastermind behind everything. And in order to kind of hide his identity, you know, they made him darker in the first game and then the second game. Now, the problem with this, though, is that the game over screen for Crash 1 and Crash 2, sometimes it's completely different. Like, sometimes it's like pale, and you can actually see Uka Uka instead of, you know, him being super dark and, you know, not able to see his identity. You know, that's what they need to fix for Sane Trilogy. But Vicarious Visions is just too lazy to do that. And, you know, I heard they're possibly working on Spiral the Remaster, and, you know, when they finish up that, you know, they're gonna be working on fixing Sane Trilogy finally, you know, making it 100% complete. And then, you know, I think they're gonna go on, you know, to, you know, fixing Spiral's Remaster, you know, after they're done with Sane Trilogy. And you know, that's pretty much it about this. But I do love how, you know, it's super evil and it's kind of super scary, you know, especially if you're playing this during the night and, you know, you just see that game over screen. I will have, like, you know, grabbed my laptop and just broken the screen right now, because that game over screen, dude, is hella scary, man. Hella scary. All right, let's go back. I don't really like, you know, how the you know, how Crash enters the warp room, but I guess that's just nitpicking. Do love the little mushrooms in the background, and you know, the amount of detail they did. And of course there's a timer. Let's try to get the gem. Also, this is the exact same water, you know, during the Crash 1 level. I forgot which one it's called, but it's like kind of similar to this in a way, because there's like the little waterfall. I think this is supposed to be kind of like take the same theme, I guess. Ooh, I knew I wasn't gonna make it. That's why you heard me say ooh like 1 second before I even fell, because I kind of predicted that. Whoa, is that like a skeleton fish? What the flippin' hell? Ooh, love that, dude, love that. Oh my god, gives me like that Wrath of Cortex nostalgia, you know, because, you know, not Wrath of Cortex is like the first game where, you know, I first collected purple crystals. Even thought, you know, Crash 1 is like my first, you know, real Crash game, but you know, that game didn't include any slave crystals, and as I died, you don't get the timer back. Such a damn shame. Alright, let's go. What are those little glowing things? What the hell? And originally, you know, that level, it was actually supposed to have like only 1 gem, you know, and it was supposed to be like the box gems, but I guess they wanted to add like more variety to, you know, the game, and you know, they decided to add like another gem, you know, in which you have to beat the timer in order to earn the gem, you know, something new and something I wish, you know, they kind of add in a future Crash game. Shut the hell up. Yes, please. Alright, let's go to the pits. Now, in order to enter this level, is kind of cluster. Do love, you know, how you kind of enter and like the leaves, you know, fall down. Love that small detail. Now, the level, you know, his name is, you know, idiotic phrase of the pit, you know, which means miserable or unpleasant. And kind of like awkwardness and stuff like that. Now, let's see. Ooh, now this is what I told you. That should have been kind of like the first level, because, you know, you can kind of see like the sunset, you know, going down. So, I do love sunset, you know, where the sun goes down, you know, type of levels. Feels good. Feels like, you know, you're gonna die slowly. Does kind of feel a bit dark. Checkpoint, check a bounce. Now, as I noticed, is how like we see these animals in the original Crash game, but you know, in order to make the story, I guess, more evolved, is that, you know, this guy appears in Stormy Ascent, and what was the other level called? Screw that other level, but I remember he appears in Stormy Ascent and Slippery Climb. Yeah, Slippery Climb. And over here, he's robotic. Look at him. Damn, dude. He had a little bit of a makeover, and here we have like the little turtles from the huge ass I think this is the part where you get the road for the crystal. Anyways, these turtles are from like the bridge, you know, the high road and stuff like that. And I guess Crash 2 is supposed to, you know, kind of show how they're roboticized, you know, have like Dr. Cortex, not Dr. Cortex, Dr. Robotnik did to Sonic's grandpa. You know, used to be an animal, now he got roboticized, turned evil. Even thought, you know, these enemies were so evil, they got roboticized for some reason. And damn, look at these guys, dude. This guy has a blade. This guy has spikes, you know, crawling all over his little shell. It's kind of like Bowser, except he doesn't have shells like in the center of the shell. I guess in order to kind of avoid copyright or something. Oh, come on, little moles. Little moles that remind me of Donkey King. Ooh. You see how easily you can skip that part? You can just like that. Oh, what the flippin' hell? Ah. Alright, let's see. Ooh. For only one damn life. Holy flipping hell. You know, let's get a checkpoint, my dudes. Let's go and go to the bonus round, you know, see what's popping. Cause you know what's popping? My color stays popping. Alright. I was about to, you know, do a dash in those TNTs. Holy flipping hell. And of course, you know, the major improvement of, you know, this game over Crash 1 is the controls. I'm gonna skip this now, but alright, let's go back. It's like the controls, you know. Crash jumps more higher in a way. You know, he has the dash. Or slide, I guess. I think if I was calling it dash, I was referring to Sonic the Hedgehog. There's a ducking, you know. You can duck. And what else? That's pretty much it. But, you know, these... though, even thought, you know, those are controls, new controls. It completely changes, you know, the formula to, you know, new Crash games, in my opinion. And, you know, hopefully, you know, they continue using this logic while, you know, still keeping, you know, the games, you know, the levels harder and harder and harder and harder. Alright. Now, we were in level 3, right? Yeah, I think we were in level... No, we were in level 4. Or 5. Or which one? Alright, whatever. Also, you know, in... this is the only level 4 that does not contain, like, you know, something chasing you. Because, like, in Crash 3, there's, like, the little, rhino, you know, chasing you. In Crash Bandicoot 1, it was, like, the boulder. The one that gives you the cold shoulder. The Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, where there's like a dragon, you know, chasing you. You know, the huge adventure. Crash and Polar getting chased by a Yeti in the level Frostbite Cavern. Well, you see how like I went there? You know, I thought it was like where we were supposed to enter. And of course, we are back from the freaking thingy chasing us. When I was seeing, you know, some information, people said that these little things are like huge ass snowballs, but it's like the exact same thing from Crash 1, just covered in a bit of ice and stuff like that. Do love, you know, this little wires. Even thought they end up, you know, appearing warped, except, you know, when you enter those in warp, they don't do any damage to you. I guess, you know, Crash did really get a lot of zaps with these little, whatever these things are. Okay, come on, Boulder. Give me the colder shoulder. Give me the nitro crates. I have a lot of friends that actually think that the green, you know, the little green crates are actually, good. Got the crystal fissure. Alright, come on. Ooh, check bounce, check bounce. Okay, now this is a bit difficult if you're trying to speedrun this. You know, you kind of have to like dash in order to kind of go away from this. And if you die a lot in this, you know, like the boulder starts going a bit slow. Also, when I accidentally miss a box, you know, I try to go outside to kill myself, or like, and I mean not physically, but I mean like in the game, you know, try to get Crash to kill himself, and then, you know, in order to get the other box, but the thing is, like, you know, the boulder traps you inside, meaning that you can't go and, you know, try to do it again because you're trapped, you know. The only way you can get out is if you enter the exit. And, you know, that means you have to replay the whole level if you want to, you know, go back and do it again. And here is Ripperoo. My worst enemy returns. Now, this guy, when I mean worst enemy, I mean the worst enemy, dude. I cannot believe what I have to tell you about this, is that this guy is the reason why I had to end my live stream. Now, I do love that little Pac-Man in the book, you know, trying to eat a ghost reference. You know, that's pretty cool. Alright, now this guy's trying to put TNTs all over me. Alright, come on, let's go, Ripperoo. Come on, you think you're all smart, but you ain't? Look at you, dude. All dumbass. Now, when in the original, I actually thought, oh yeah, can you guys see the little Crash book over there? That's pretty nice. But anyways, you know, when I was in the original, I actually thought Ripperoo, you know, the thing that he has, you know, the little wig or hair that he has, was actually like a female version of Ripperoo. Like he turned into a female, but you know, seeing the details now, like right now, dude, you can tell like this guy's like an actual real professor. But you know, me as a kid, you know, I didn't really get to see that because you know the graphics were limited. You know, weren't really advanced back then, but pretty amazing. And of course, kind of staying true to the original, there's like water surrounding this. Ooh, come on. Now this is not hard. Now this is easier than the original boss fight of Ripperoo. Come on, man, come on. Ooh, giving you the cold shoulder. And I hit you, but this time instead of you falling into the water and kind of like surviving, I finally defeated you, and I'm wrapping your little thing. Now we can kind of see your arms or something like that. We freed you, man. We freed you, Ripperoo, Ripper kudu. But yes, we finally defeated Ripperoo. Hopefully, you know, he remains dead because, you know, he doesn't really appear after this game, or at least, you know, he appears in CTR, but that's like a spin-off game. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my first episode of the Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back Let's Play on Sane Trilogy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.